Hello everyone, this is the playtest video, and let's see if this deck works as well in theory as I hope it does, or works as well in practice as I hope it does in theory. So being heroes, we start in Rivendell, and Círdan is our biggest hitter. Generally you want to start with your most important to least important characters. I will be communicating via text with Virgil throughout the course of the game. But I'm also going to be talking to kind of with my innermost strategy thoughts. Okay, Pippin. If he's playing Pippin as his first character, then he's probably got some sort of stealthy hobbit deck. Probably shouldn't have too much of a risk of cross characters. We, are going for a prowess and prowess-based strategy. Hobbits are annoying because they can be very stealthy and they... Oh, he's got Aragorn there. Okay, so he's going for something with like a half health, half stealth, half prowess setup. And without Glorfindel as our starter, we can afford to get rid of Haldir. I'm going to remove Elro here. I want to have 70 characters precisely. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 character points right from the start. So the main idea with the hobbits is he's got some stealth. He's got 3 scouts in the party, but enough firepower to fight a bit, even if the stealth fails. And he's only going to have a hazard limit of 3 because the hobbits only count as 1 character. So we both have 70 cards in our deck. We're trying to keep them low to be able to ensure that we draw the cards that we're aiming for. Okay, 7, a dead average roll. Okay, he got a 5, so I get to go first. Let's hope for a bunch of resources. I have to keep my hand. Now he's only got 1 ranger, so we can't. If we can tap Strider with our hazards, we will. So I'm going to have Oin follow Círdan, which frees up 7 GI. And I think I am going to play Gilder right away. 3, that gives us another character. It drops us down to 3, isn't so bad. And if somebody gets bounced back to the hand with something like Call of Home, it's not the end of the world. Our biggest card is the Palantir of Amon's Soul. We could go to the Worthy Hills for the Petty Dwarves, but I'm rather get the item and go back for in case we have to heal or store this Palantir, and it's just worth more points. So with that, I think we have everything ready to go. And we'll use sight movement. Use sight movement whenever you can, and it doesn't involve costing you an extra turn to run back because you're less vulnerable to region-specific hazards. Okay, we got the Blue Mountain Dwarves, so unfortunately that's where Gilder will hurt us because we really want Balin to be freed up for that. But we'll see how it goes. Cape Drake, he'd choose a defending characters. If he's, that I don't think was a great choice on his part. He probably should have gone for Eladon. Lucky roll there. Nope. Well, if Balin gets eaten, we're going to have trouble with these dwarf factions. But no, he's just wounded. Oh well. At this point, the top discard candidate is probably the petty dwarves, since we're going to have trouble getting them with our dwarf out of commission. Well, the only dwarf who's good at. Oh dear. Wonder what he's going to pull out of his discard pile. Ooh, I was right. Okay, so who gets bitten this time? Yeah, not surprising there. Okay. The problem with Eladon is if we have him use the if we have him tap for the strike, he's can't use the star glass, and if he doesn't, he's probably going to get wounded. But let's have Balin go first. Nope, he got eaten. Okay, he's fine at least. At the very least, we can now afford to move Eladon off of Caradan. So, I mean, he gets a penalty when going after dwarf factions, but he does have 4 direct influence. I'm just trying to calculate risk if he tries to get the Palantir without tapping. Oh, but then we've got a fairly decent corruption risk. 2 versus 8 would be not great odds. So I'm going to plan on tapping both of them, discarding the Cram to untap Caradan, so I can play the Palantir. I can discard a card, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be able to play stuff fairly quickly with the hazard, so I'm just going to draw. Ooh, we got Radagast. That'll be useful. Radagast is my favorite wizard. I've mentioned this before. I like how he can very quickly chew up through your deck. Now, unless I get a second character, though, I'm not crazy about taking him out alone. So I'll probably tap, at least on the first turn, tap him to bring Orcrist in. And we'll try to do something there. That is bad. Oh. So he's going to pull a lot of stuff from his sideboard, and we'll see how we do in the face of that. This has not been an auspicious start. Maybe I should have had more combat capable resource short events, but oh well. Oh, I suppose I should put in the 3 item points right now. For our next turn, I'm actually thinking of just going back to the Grey Havens and storing this. That's actually worth 2 points in a way, and it will give us a chance to have Kurdan's ability kick in. However, especially if I draw a faction that's playable at a border hold, I'll probably head there and try to play the dog, as well as the faction, of course. 8, 12, 15. Yeah, okay, it is 15. We'll have some competition from Rangers of the North. Okay. Interesting, then I guess he's not planning on bringing a... Now, with a hazard limit of only 2, well, I guess we can't play any creatures on him. But depending on where he goes, we can probably still mess him up a bit with the river. The river will force Strider to tap, and then Merry will have to face whatever he's up against alone. Now, he might still have a stealth card for it, so I was just going to Lorien anyway. This is power built by waiting is very helpful here, because with his low hazard limit, we are going to have some trouble playing all of our hazards. No real idea what his deck strategy is if he's just going to Lorien, but he does have 2 hobbits, so he's probably not based on. He's not going to be easy to corrupt. He doesn't have any elves, so no Call of the Sea. I'm debating either Assassin or Indoor. I think Indoor. And no more hazards. We hit our limit of 2. So the question becomes, should we go to the Grey Havens, or should we try to play the Torque is very powerful, and I would like to get it out sooner rather than later. But corruption is something of a concern. Okay, we'll tap everyone. I'm going to play Radagast down in Rivendell. But I'm not going to send him out alone. On the other hand, maybe we should go back to Rivendell so that we can meet up with Radagast. You know, if I don't draw a character, Radagast might be sat there stuck for a while. So I'm going to tap Radagast for a sideboard thing. I think we said we were going to put Orcrist out. And this way we can merge the 2 parties and probably break them up along somewhat differently. You know, see what we've got for. cards too. Marvel's Told is dangerous right now. Kurdan's my only sage, and he is holding a fairly important item. Now I do have the Friender. Oh, come on, not another Cave Drake. Yeah, well, that's the smart money. Well, on the plus side, if Gloin gets eaten, I won't be at risk for unhappy blows. Okay. Then he'll probably tap him to bring the Cave Drake back and try to eat Oin again. Okay, we actually have a chance of killing it. He's spent, this is his 4th hazard, so... Good thing I supported it. I am going to ditch the Lure of no, but that's easy to play. But I'm still going to ditch it with his hobbits. I don't have much. No, but I could play it on Strider. No, I'm going to get rid of it. This goes in the discard pile. Yeah, playing on guard cards, I suspect he has nothing that he's actually going to be doing, but it's a good way of cycling cards through your deck. Now, I should give some thought as to how I want to split up the parties. Probably Gilder with Radagast and the other 3. Maybe I should have Oin with Radagast. That way, again, the elves are all together. But then Radagast would be traveling with a tapped guy. Decisions. Okay, he probably wants to play the Army of the Dead next turn. So I can only draw 1 card. Warband. I'm just trying to figure my odds. Unfortunately, the Hobgoblins are the obvious guy to start with, and I can use Power Built by Waiting to strengthen my hand, but an Orc Warband. Nah, I'm gonna wait for a better opportunity. I imagine he'll want to play like a Noble Hound or Noble Steeds. Probably Noble Steeds work better with... Oh, no, it's a psych phase now. A lot of this game is actually remembering the things that you forgot to do earlier and trying to figure out how to recover in some semblance of the game. Stored Palantir is worth 5, and it's very hard to get rid of. So, I think I'm going to organize him to follow Radagast. Yeah, I think we'll send them to try to pick up the Blue Mountain Dwarves, and the elves will go to try to get the Torque and the Barrow Downs. I'm going to have Radagast's party move first because it's the one I'm more worried about. Also, they'll draw a bunch of cards, which will hopefully give me a better idea of what I've got. So with Radagast's ability, we can draw 4 cards. We got the Barmer that they discarded. I think they don't have any items. Okay, well, I'm going to try for a block. And hope I roll at least a 7. Not good. Well, at least he lives. Okay, they're going to have to beat a retreat to the Haven. They give me a chance to play Barmer at least. Okay. I'm going to discard this, and I hate giving it. I'm going to discard the Hobgoblins. He's probably going to go somewhere where they're not going to be very useful. Friend of 3 in case we get corruption. Where's the check? Okay. I'm going to have Gilder try to face it without tapping. This is probably foolish, but worked out. I'm, falling a bit behind schedule. Need to gamble. Okay. I'll have to discard something. I'm going to ditch the Friender 3. Now we're much safer because we can always use the Torque of Hues to cancel the first attack we run into for anything. Okay, we do seem to be progressing a bit faster than he is, which is good. But of course we've lost characters and he hasn't. And I think he's built up his capabilities a little faster than we have. I'm really hoping he's going for a Paths of the Dead because I can mess him up with a river. Okay, he's probably playing his wizard now, or an agent. Or he's just deploying. Interesting. Forlong can't pick up any factions or anything. He's just saving him there so that he can. Still, especially if he goes first, he might be a good target to. We can cycle through by playing some on guard cards. We can he's probably not foolish enough to do this, but if he has Forlong go first, I can play the Doors of Night on him and see how it goes. I was sure he was going to play a wizard or something. What does Shadowfax even do? It's not that often I see him played. Well, I'll play Doors of Night. I'll play an Unexpected Outpost. So we can get 2 more hazards into the deck. Let's bring the Assassins out. And then for our last trick, I'll play the Greed on Guard. I'm probably not going to get too much out of it, but I want to cycle through it, and I'm not, super invested on the corruption. I want to save the minion stir for when I can really get something nasty for him. And we draw a card. Okay, Glamdring will be good to get. We'll play an on guard card just to see what we can cycle through. I'll go for the Marvel's Told. so they'll go back to Linden and stay there for a turn to try to play. Oh, this should be tapped. Okay. Not a very good chance of, but it's still a 136 chance. He's fine. But want to get out of my hand. Unfortunately, we're getting a bit item heavy here. So I definitely want to bring Radagast and crew to the Grey Havens. For Kurdan, not sure. I would like Glamdring. Probably the safest place to pick it up are the Isles of the Dead that Live. But we, I also sort of want to bring him over to the Elves because I do want to get some faction points here. We've got, right now, over half of our points are from items. I'm thinking of playing another item. But on the other hand, we will get a chance to play the other stuff too, so I think Isles of the Dead that Live it is. Now, movement order. I'm generally less afraid for Radagast. I mean, he is wounded, but he'll be going back to a haven, so I don't think it's too much of a problem. To draw one card, or I don't actually have to, but I can, and I want to. Maybe I shouldn't have, but what should I discard? I think I've already discarded. I'm going to discard the dog. I don't have an obvious chance to play it anytime soon. Draw 2 cards because of Radagast's ability, which still functions even when he's wounded. Ooh, now Glorfindel's a lot better than Boromir, so I think we have a new... And he's got a pretty good odds of playing the Elves, so bye-bye Boromir. And I shouldn't have discarded the dog. Okay, he goes back into the location deck, he goes away. don't think I'm going to have a very good chance of playing the Blue Mountain Dwarves, so they'll go into the discard pile. Huh, that was weird. Okay, this is a bit better. I think next turn, if I can, though, I'm just going to go for a regular minion stir and not wait for Doors of Night. I just don't have enough hazard limit for everything that I want to do for the main party, unless he's foolish enough to have Forlong and Crew go first. Okay, well. I use that card in some decks, but normally only for something like a ring deck or an Aragorn heavy cards where they're like unique combinations and something slipped by and I didn't get a chance to play him. So it must be Gandalf. Gandalf's the only wizard playable in Lorien. Other than that ability to play him at any haven, I'm not actually a huge fan of Gandalf. I think he and Saruman, I think, are the worst wizards, despite the fact that they're easily the most prominent ones in the book. Yep, he's going to do sideboard something. So I'm going to leave myself vulnerable to Call of Home for a turn. I'm going to have Oin drop off of General Influence so I can have Glorfindel follow Radagast's direct influence, and then move these guys up to Bree to play the Rangers of the North. I'm not going to play any hazards if they're going to a haven. Much more dangerous to play hazards when they're on their way out, because if they get wounded or something, then they have to run back. If I wound anyone now, they'll heal. Got my own avant-garde card. Oh well. Oops. Okay, Risky Blow will help us stay safe. But yeah, I think I'll get rid of one of the Orc Warriors. Now I'm going to get rid of the Risky Blow, and I think either Minion Star or Orc Warriors. Just making a note. Ooh, the Valiant Sword, that could be nice. That is annoying. But fortunately, we can use the Torque of Fuse to cancel it if he doesn't have anything better. But let's see what else he has to throw at us. Okay, good. No, I was very worried about a Call of Home there. Good enough. So he's 2 DI plus 1 against elves plus 2 against this, so it's 5 versus 9. And we score them as well. That was a good turn. We actually could play Baratar with this group. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, because that would literally leave us without any free GI. We could get rid of Oin, I suppose. I think I will, actually. Maybe being a fool, but we'll see. The thing about that is no GI whatsoever leaves us very vulnerable to things like Call of Home and Muster Disperses and whatnot. But let's see how the hazard side of this goes, because I would like to play a bunch of cards and draw a new hand. Right now we actually don't get much use out of having 2 parties because we only have 1 resource we can in our hand to go for. So I think we're going to throw hazards even if we're not super ready. I want to do that so that he can't use his elven cloak to duck away. I would like to wound Pippin if we can, because with Indoor we can actually, can Indoor do it with... I don't think it can do it with special items. Oh, no, it's just rings that are exempt. Okay. I'm hoping that he doesn't have enough stealth cards to deal with all of it. Yep. Okay, if everybody's facing an attack, then that means he's probably out of stealth cards. Let's hope to follow up with the Orc Lieutenant. Okay, that kills his horse. I guess they dined on horse flesh. Not tapping is kind of dangerous, but I think he'll go for it with at least one of the big characters trying to play whatever resource he came here to play. Oof. It's twice now that he's failed by one. I would like to kill Aragorn if I can. Oh, I can't play the Orc Lieutenant to... Okay, again, if I play the Orc Lieutenant against Pippin, he'll use the Elf Cloak to protect himself. So I can't really use Indoor's ability. Well, I guess I can. Ooh, he's dead. Yeah, no, you can redistribute the items of a slain character. So that actually makes it harder for me to get rid of it. Okay. And for the finale, although Merry can but I'm really hoping to kill Strider here. Nope, he gets more scars, but he'll live. At the very least, I'm sure we've stopped him from doing whatever he was planning on doing this turn, so, you know. So the I'm going to keep the assassin in my hand. Okay, he doesn't have Okay, that one. Unless he's got something to boost it. Bravo. Bravo. I just want to double check something. I don't think I can. Don't think I can, but I want to check just to be sure. Didn't think so. I'll be getting rid of Oing in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. Okay, yep. I've got 5 factions and I've got 9 items. Question is, should I move Radagast and company somewhere? Okay, so start with the obvious one, play. We are going to move these guys from Bree to Zarek Doom to try to play the Valiant Sword on Caradan. The question is with these guys, I don't have anything that I can be sure I can play, but I do kind of want to move Radagast around just to help me cycle more cards. And there are several relatively safe places we can go to. Tom's house and the Losedan camp are both likely candidates for being able to play something. But it's safer just to go to Rivendell, and I don't feel like taking a lot of risks with my Wizard Company. Especially, we are pretty comfortably ahead right now, so I don't think we need to do anything rash. So the site path is here. We're keeping to that plan of short moves. Really hoping he doesn't have Call of Home. We can have Glorfindel do a Marvel's Toll to knock out anything that's inconvenient. Oh yeah, we can draw 2 cards. That would be nice and smart. This again. Because it's +3 for the sword, +3 for the blow, -3 for not tapping. Okay, he's fine. Generally, you want to use those sorts of cards when they come up, just otherwise they clog your hand or you'll have to discard them anyway. to draw 4 cards with Radagast's ability. I was considering going to the Old Forest, and I ditched it. Oh well. Thing is, without dwarves to play, Durin's Axe isn't that good. So I'm probably going to ditch my... Okay, so we'll have to discard 4. I think we actually have too many characters as it is, so I'm going to discard these guys. I'm going to discard the axe, and I'm going to discard... Definitely not Goldberry. Probably going to discard the Orc Lieutenant. Just going to be hard to play that combo. And we've got some Orc Lieutenants lined up. Actually, I don't have enough people to use all the weapons we're finding. I really want to draw some of these fellowships about now, because I am starting to worry about corruption. Again, Votelli's kind of worthless to us right now. We actually have enough points to call the council already, so I think this deck has been working fairly well. Alternatively, I'm not crazy about it with the Houses of Healing being right. I'm sure he's doing that to keep the Houses of Healing open. I might want to try to close them by trying to assassinate Forlong. Okay. So let's think for probably the easiest thing to do though is because Gandalf is not a ranger and his only ranger is wounded, so I'm just going to play a river to prevent him from doing anything this turn. We still have the assassin ready to assassinate anyone who... But now it's definitely not worth wasting it on Forlong. That's just to draw a card. Okay, good, we got a fellowship. But I am going to go to Karn-Dûm now while we're in Angmar. Maybe that's being a bit too bold, but... I'm going to get rid of the Marvels Told. So, I mean, Karn-Dûm is not exactly the safest place in the world, but if we're only got one shadow land as a movement zone and only the Dark Domain itself is a site. There aren't too many things you can play, although a lot of decks do include some Nazgul too. So we lose a character point there, but we get 3 more GI, which I think is necessary to protect our stuff. I think I'm going to move the Wizards group first. They're a bit more vulnerable, and I like the thing where I draw the cards first, get more information sooner. I can draw 3 cards, none of which are particularly helpful, but I suppose the Risky Blow is useful for avoiding being tapped. But if he doesn't play anything, they're probably my first 3 discards. This again? Unfortunately, it's an auto attack, so I'm going to have to play it, go for it during the sight phase, which means that I can't use my Risky Blow against it. I do want to, oh no wait, I do not want to take the Fellowship, I do not want to discard the Fellowship. I do want to keep the Risky Blow though, so I think I'm going to get rid of the Orc Warriors. Well, now we have our pick of. Since we've already gone to the Dragon Lair, I think I'll go for Orcrist over Wormsbane, but we should seriously consider storing one of them and going to Mount Gundabad. But I think, to be honest, it'd probably be easier just to discard one of them, unfortunately. Oh, I see that works for everywhere. Neat little trick. Because next turn I'm going to send these guys back to get fellowshipped. So I'm going to discard Wormsbane, and I'm going to discard with the fellowships coming up, I'm going to discard the Friend of 3. Maybe I'm being foolish here, but Oh, good, he's fine. He is an 8. And Gildor is auto. Oh, that was dumb of me. There's no auto attack here. Wait a second, that is not good. I'm just going to switch over to I don't think it was detainment before, but shoo, that's a nasty trick. Problem is, so Radagast, even if he caps as 4, I could play Risky Blow, which would make him a 7 against 17. He's still likely to get wounded. And that weakens his body, so I am not going to. I really hope I don't lose my wizard here. Ow. So well, that messed us up pretty bad. Shouldn't have entered in. Did not realize what that card did and paid the price. Goes back to knowledge is actually super important. Now the good thing is that oh no, it's not a good thing at all. So I am going to go to the Old Forest before playing the Fellowships. I want to have at least one ally so that he doesn't double any ally points that he might be getting. Fortunately, we should still have enough points to win if he doesn't. The important thing right now is to cycle cards and to call the Free Council as quickly as possible. Because we have gotten a lot of items, and we're pretty... Unfortunately, the whole faction thing is now pretty badly messed up. Let's try to assassinate Gandalf, pay him back for what he did to us. At the very least, if I can wound him, I can use Inder to force him to drop an item. And again, I want to cycle through cards as quickly as I can. Okay. He might, probably does. Oh. Okay, that's fine. The assassin's very deadly because it does multiple attacks. This time we get him. Nope. Okay, actually, I am hoping that we'll kill him, but I'm hoping we don't kill him right away. That was 2 hazards. I might not, not guaranteed, and if he is at a effective haven for healing, but I want to try to kill him if I can. Nope. Not quite. And he'll tap Mary to cancel the last one. I guess not. Nope. Has a lot of scars, but he'll live. And we did force him to drop the item. That was weird if he wasn't going to play anything. I'm going to discard a card. Will now also we have too many item points. But I didn't expect to lose my wizard like that. Oof. Hope we get a dog. I got a minion star, so if he goes anywhere, we can mess him up pretty bad. Oh, I'll discard the Uber, because I do want to keep the river. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going in with that thing. Actually, you know, this time we can cancel it. So I think I am going to go for it. Possibly this might be a fatal mistake. But I'm actually going to get rid of one of the fellow. 2 is enough. Unfortunately, I can't. I don't think my odds are very good for getting any factions anymore. How many dogs have I discarded? No, I discarded at least one. Yeah, there. I'm not going to discard anything. Just drinking some water, by the way. I don't know if that's audible. Okay. See? Could have Forlong following either Barmer or Mary, but I suppose he's not exactly hurting for DI right now. I think he's planning on splitting up. I'm not exactly sure how he's splitting them up. One of them is probably going to get a visit from Uruk. Oh, no, he's just reordering, I think. that will stop him in his tracks. Three Uruk lieutenants. You know, Kurdan is a diplomat. I think we will go up to Loseth land. Hopefully get it. One, it'll cycle cards faster. Two, I'm just scared of that Tom auto attack. Oh, I should have used Marvel's Told at some point to get rid of his power built by waiting. Oh well, too late now. So we'll be going through 3 wilderness. I want to keep moving. I want to keep drawing cards. Okay, and we got a dog, so we can hopefully anyway we can try for both the Iceman and the dog. Okay, that I'm not too scared of. Unless he's got things to enhance it. What does that do? Okay. These are definitely the cards I want to discard. Let me just think about this for a second. It still is a detainment attack, so I'm not actually too worried about it. We have a lot of weapons. 0. Okay. Not quite. I'll I'll deck out during his turn. And then have to see if I want to call the council immediately. Probably will want to. Not waste time with the fellowships. My corruption load isn't that, and doesn't seem to have played any corruption cards this game. At the very least, I'll be able to play 2 on guard cards and be fine with that. Let's see what they do. Should move some stuff. 1, 2. I don't actually expect any of this to matter much, but has he got any factions? I don't think so. So move the wizard, move a bunch of characters. We don't have the influence to play any of them. In general, you should definitely move the spare wizards, because you usually want to include 3 copies of a wizard or other avatar, just to be sure you draw one quickly. But in our case, we got killed. And in any case, in a normal case, you'll have played one by the so let's play an on-guard card. Actually, no, let's play the river first. And we'll play an on-guard card just to cycle. Can play this on a Hobbit, but I think it's best played on Strider. Again, mostly just want to draw as fast as possible. Ooh. So if we're going to just end the turn now, we don't, we're going to end the game on our next turn, then we don't need the fellowships. We're going to just stay in the Lossodon camp, try to play a dog, and otherwise just huddle. Because I want to leave guys untapped for the end of game corruption check. Plus, we'll be a bit more vulnerable moving when, we'll be a bit more vulnerable as a party if we move. Okay, we will enter and try to play a doggy. Oh, oops, that was in the sight phase. That should have been the sight phase, rather. Looks like we have this sewn up pretty well. Oh, wait. So we are going to have a bit of, because 15 of our points are in items. We only have 29 overall, so we're going to lose a point there. We're going to lose 5 more for a dead wizard, but that will still leave us with 23, and I think that is enough to claim victory. In fact, I don't think he scored any points other than his characters. His deck seems to have gone, I'm not, really sure what happened, but I mean, we did do a nasty job on him with some of the hazards. We killed Shadowfax, we killed Pippin, we forced him to drop the oops. Okay, yeah, we'll just forget it. I don't need to play hazards at this point. There's like no way he can catch up. Should I? Yeah, I'll play it once, and then what I really should be doing is trying to play cards to draw stuff like this, and maximize my chance of drawing, because I do have Boromir. If I hold him, he'll lose a point, but at this point, things are so far ahead that it doesn't really matter. In fact, I should have been playing like Minion Stir and stuff, but like I said, it doesn't matter much. He's probably going to play an Ent. Oh, he's going to go for the Ents of Fangorn. Okay. Oof. Bad luck, bad luck. So and that protects him, so we don't lose anything. Final score will be -5 for losing a wizard, and yeah, and -1 because we can't have more than half of our points from allies, so we'd have a 23-7, which would be a massive crushing win if this were a tournament. I do want to go over a retrospective, but I also want to chat with Virgil if I can, if he's interested. No, I'll do that later. Anyway, thoughts on the cycle of play. Again, knowledge is one of the most important factors of this game. Mistaking his one that let me get hit with the Tom Bombadil auto attack, thinking it was Fearfire Foes, really hammered me. That was a bad blunder, and I should not have done it. Other than that, though, I do think the resource side of the deck worked very well. We did not get hit that hard with his hazards. We were able to keep to the plan of short, easy moves, playing an item. It was pretty rare that we didn't play cards, except for that first turn where Balin got eaten. The influence side of thing was a bit of a mess, though, even before the wizard got killed. I do think we should be looking over the characters we're deploying for something that fits a bit better. Hazard side went pretty well, I also tended to think. He hung around Rohan and Gondor a lot, which neutered some of the orcs, but we were still able to get some pretty nasty attacks in. We got that very brutal combo down. And yeah, I do think that the hazard side worked well, and the resource side, we were able to accumulate the hazards for a few big plays, and using things like the rivers to hold him off without getting any points, without risking any kill points. So overall, I do think that the deck fulfills its core function pretty well. I do think we need to tweak the characters a little bit, and I will probably be doing that. I've got another game set up with this deck in a few days, so I'm hoping to have it a little different the next time you see this in action. Hope you enjoyed watching. Bye.